Wicked. Right, so we are back.
Yeah. Okay, we're back.
Right,
Yes, we are back.
just for an update for anybody then, I'm probably going to have to download the 2 streams or somehow get myself recording it, if that makes sense. Like record it through OBS and then upload it. I don't know. Probably just download it and put them together. Anyway, for anybody who is interested, I had a whole slew of PC issues, and it turns out with Kit's technical knowledge, we managed to work out it was the driver for my capture card was long and short of it seemed to be corrupt in some way, and it just kept instantly crashing my PC anytime I opened up either the software for the graphics card, because you can stream directly from that software, or OBS because it was using the driver for the capture card.
Basically, anything that would like, oh hey, look, I want to use this device, would just go, no, you crashed.
Yeah. So I crashed my PC like 5 or 6 times, to the point where I joined the lads in the podcast VC on my gaming PC, so that I'll even show it off on stream. Look, I joined it on this one, so I could still talk to them whilst I was going through all of the shit with the PC crashing. But yeah, so just gonna quickly, because we're about half an hour, I'd say, a good half hour behind on time, in a live sense at least. Hopefully, fingers crossed, me and Kit can work some, editing magic, if you will.
And I'll be able to sort it out for the audio. How well you'll be able to sort it out for YouTube will be a test.
So hopefully you guys who are on those platforms, the audio platforms and YouTube, hopefully you won't have to deal with it. But if not, it might be part 1, part 2, and we'll sort it. I'll sort it out somehow. Anyway, so we're gonna quickly blast through the last of our Twitch topics. Then we're gonna cover a quick couple things on Destiny, and then we'll go into the TWAB, which me and Kit have both already had a look at, and it's not exactly meaty, so we should be relatively quick. Maybe 20 minutes.
If you like a saucy TWAB, this one's pretty bone dry.
Yeah. So before, I don't know how much of the stream caught of you talking about the Among Us thing before it crashed. So let's just go from the top sort of thing for that.
This one's nice and quick anyway.
Yeah.
The title basically gets the gist of it, but you can now stream directly to Twitch from the mobile app.
Hey. What, is it integrated into the game?
Into the game, yeah. So I said it was sort of like when you used to be able to just press your Xbox button and stream to Mixer from there.
Oh yeah, in Discord and... Oh yeah.
Yeah, just add a couple new buttons and get everything set up.
Okay then. And moving on.
This one I did hope to be a little bit longer, but yeah, female streamers are conquering Twitch, and the way you want them to, not the way you don't want them to, basically.
We've talked about Pokemon at length in previous ones.
Yeah, so basically the main section of this here was saying that the person that they're focusing on here for the story, they're saying, by contrast, is part of a new wave of female streamers who are gaining prominence on Twitch while staying well clear of the jacuzzi scene. I'm sorry, it's not a new wave. There are plenty of great female streamers.
Yeah,
they're just
100%. They're just overshadowed. They're overshadowed by those who know that sex sells. And I'm not being funny. I'm not gonna turn around and go, oh no, fuck them, like they don't belong on Twitch. They do, if they're providing content, they are live streaming. I just personally think that Twitch should do something about it, in a sense of like give them their own category or something. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them are just sat in just chatting, and it kind of like, it's not fair on those that are doing other things. But they know that what is it like I said, to I'm dulling it down a lot because obviously we're trying to rush through this now in the live sense of the podcast. Because there is a whole lot of discussion to go around it. You know, they're only providing the content people want, that certain people want to see. People are subbing to them, giving them bits and money, and blah 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 blah. That's encouraging them to do it. Blah blah blah. The whole and I'm doing quotation marks right now. Obviously, you can't see this. In the future, you will be able to see it, but booby streamers, if you will, for one, gives like women on the platform a bad name because, you know, you're thirsty as AF, 13, 14, 15-year-old, and even like into adult, like males typically will be like essentially expecting that from any female streamer, so they may talk to streamers who do cover up in a derogatory term, like in derogatory way, even because they've come to expect it, you know, which is not fair. We had I think we had it on the podcast actually. Emery, she did like a 3-month study where she played different games and the just chatting category, and increasingly wore more revealing attire on her top, you know, showing off more and more cleavage, if you will, and did notice about the same numbers because of, you know, where she was and what category she was in, and etc etc. That was on Twitter. I'm sure you can go and find it. It's Emery. Oh, I forget her fucking name. She's I think it's just Emery actually. She's a partnered streamer anyway. You'd know her when you see her. Used to be in the American Armed Forces as well, so you know, definitely a respectful person. But was doing like a test, if you will. Hey Kirby, what's up?
Moving on from tests to rollouts, the next topic.
Yep, YouTube is becoming more and more like Twitch, basically. Long and short of it.
So right now, really quickly, right now on Twitch, you could turn on follower only mode for your chat, and basically anyone who's followed you, they have to follow to talk, basically.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube are doing a similar thing. They're going with subscriber only chat, and they're adding a thing that you can sort of do with chatbots in Twitch for various things. There's still third-party tools and stuff, but in order for them to send a message in chat, they have to have been subscribed for a certain amount of time, like a day or two. So you don't have people who are just subbing straight away to get a message in and like spamming you with trolls and things.
Yeah.
Smart.
Fair enough. Anything to add on that one, Ronan?
No, it's good that they're adding these features. It needed to do something to catch up because I don't really see much from their streaming platform, to be honest. It's still nowhere near competing.
You know what? Since we're about to go on to the Destiny stuff, I'll relate this to a Destiny thing, right? I saw Gathalion, I think it was anyway, tweeted out something along the lines of Destiny needs competition because otherwise Bungie can just keep making all these what the community perceives as mistakes, and because there isn't another game like Destiny for people to go and play, they can get away with it. Do you know what I mean? Essentially is what he was saying. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But there's like, he basically was saying that Destiny needs competition so that it can keep Bungie on their toes. This is the same thing. YouTube needs, like, let's face it, as much as Mixer died and went over to fucking Facebook, gaming, Facebook gaming is not going to compare with Twitch.
No chance.
Right? For one, there is a degree of anonymity with screen names on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah? Anybody who comes into my chat and chills and hangs out with me in my streams, and that is it, they know me as Intrepidus1. That is all. They don't know my real name. You guys do. Kit and Ronan. Fiend does. I think maybe Odis does as well from our clan. Maybe Dune Marchers. I can't remember. But like my point being, people who play with me on a regular basis, I'm actually like, I say actually like friends with. People who I'm friends with on Twitch are still none the white. Like, so Anubis, I don't think he knows my real name. You know, he knows me as Trep, like most people. But I'd still consider him a friend. I think Lee is pretty much the same thing. But, whereas on Facebook Gaming, it's tied to your Facebook account. So you either, one, have to make a new Facebook account. Hey, thanks for that, Ronan.
Oh.
So
yeah.
it's tied to your actual name. So you either have to make a new Facebook account that is, you know, for me it would be Intrepidus1, and then, you know,
Well,
a Facebook account that's like.
I've not tried it, but I think you can stream on Facebook Gaming as a page. Like I know it'll be like the same sort of thing to like making a post as a page. You can do that, and it won't have your name attached to it. Well, obviously, it's not hard if you've just set up your page. It's not hard to find you through the page. So
Yeah.
Sort of swings and roundabouts. One thing I did want to quickly point out though, with I think it was Kirby should put in the chat, is the only problem streaming on YouTube is that you need the YouTube Prime thing to be able to stream in it. I don't know how accurate that is. The last time I tried to stream to YouTube, it just needed my account and went through Studio to get all of the setup for the program.
Yeah.
It looks like that's still the case, but I've not been on it for a while, so I don't know.
I don't know either. But I said that we was getting on to the Destiny stuff, and funnily enough, we're going from one game rant article to another.
Oh yeah, that's about as good as a segue as I could probably have hoped for. Yeah, Drifter voice actor. Funnily enough, he's played a lot of different roles. Well, it's not funny enough. You'd expect that a voice actor.
Yeah, it covers them further down this article.
Yeah,
from
none of them
Fairy
sound
Tail,
quite like
Dragon Ball Super.
None of them sound quite like the Drifter. And none of them really sound like each other. He's got a lot of different ways he can use his voice.
This guy he does a voice in Final Fantasy, the movie.
Yeah.
Endless.
Yeah, he does.
He's good. Lucia.
Yeah, there was. We had the IMDb page, but I closed it when I saw that they kind of covered some characters.
Yeah, in the article. Yeah.
In the article.
I found this article sort of from watching a video. I don't know if it was this video or if it was like a Twitch clip from somewhere. But he is like really on point with like, well, I mean, you'd expect him to be. It's his job, really. But even when he's like just streaming and playing, because I mean, he was playing Gambit, and he was saying things that like, it is the sort of thing you would expect the Drifter to say, rather than just saying anything in that voice.
So, although his lines may be scripted by Bungie, he was saying things that weren't scripted, but you were like, hey, the Drifter could actually say that. Like,
yeah. Like, he's got a good handle on the character, which is great.
Yeah, speaking of Bungie, because, you know, they're the developers of... Yeah, that's about as good as quick a segue
really...
as they get.
Anyway, yes. Crossplay came early. I played a bit of it today. It was alright.
So for anybody who is wondering,
Well, I'd
Kit,
say I played a bit of it early.
how did you play? You explained it to me in Discord DMs, but do you want to explain how?
What happened, and that they've recently just issued a patch for it as well,
Oh,
unfortunately.
have they?
And it was actually fairly clever, and it makes sense. Crossplay, as we would expect it, with all the matchmaking and everything, isn't there. The matchmaking doesn't exist yet.
Right.
Or if it does, it's not in the build of the game that we've got. However, I could join a player on Xbox, and there was kind of a convoluted way around it. Because we've got cross save, me and my brother have both got our Bungie accounts linked with our Steam and Xbox profiles.
Correct.
I was playing on Steam, he was playing on Xbox. He launched the game on Steam and left it at the main menu. Now what that does is when I look on my roster, the game checks my Steam friends list to see who's online, and it sees, okay, this person is playing Destiny 2.
Right.
The next step is to check the Bungie API, right, and see, okay, are they logged into a character? Well, because he's playing it on Xbox, he is logged into a character. And because they sort of run the same servers while they're building towards crossplay for doing the internal testing and the beta and everything, they've sort of merged the actual session. So, because of the way that it's set up, and this was my understanding of it, right? You could do Xbox to PS and vice versa, PC to PS or Xbox and vice versa. But what you had to have was two people, right, who had the software running. So I had accounts on Steam and on Xbox, right? So
Yeah.
I could use my brother's Steam account through the roster to join him. Let's say me and you have both got PS, right? If you have the game open on your Xbox and you're playing, and then you also have the game open on your PS on the main menu, if I'm playing on PS, it would do the same thing. So because
Right.
you're online on the platform I'm on, and you're logged into a character somewhere, it would let me join you. Like I could just click on your name in the roster and join Fireteam.
I mean, it makes sense, like you said. And then they get their
And it does also make it
systems in
very
place.
easy to patch, and they could very easily do it with a hotfix, which they've done.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna skip over seasonal thoughts real quick. I'm gonna cover the new Prime Gaming loot rewards because it's literally Vigilance Wing, the ornament,
Yeah.
a sparrow, and the House of Light projection.
I mean, it's usual fare, but you
Yeah.
know, it's new. Get it while you can.
So if you've got Prime Gaming, go ahead and get that. Kind of could have used that as a segue into the Destiny section, but you know. And then we said the 12 wasn't very meaty, so we'll quickly cover that as well. You know, they're on about the weapons that they brought in with Season of the Splicer, the World Loot Pool. I actually got a quick fang on my Hunter earlier today. And it's
I still haven't got one of the class swords yet.
so fucking nice. Dude, literally, all I did was after, you know, the checkpoint we got last night at Throwaway, I went in with my, what's it called?
Oh, it was just a world drop.
I know, I went in there, killed with my sword to get the sword's umbral unlocked. And then I had umbrals left over on my Hunter, so I went over on my Hunter, decoded one of those, and it instead of giving me the other sword, it gave me that one.
Fair enough.
Sort of. And then iron sharpens iron. We're getting the first iron banner of this season. Shotgun, kinetic, lightweight frame, I think. So it's not a slug.
Looks lightweight.
So if you don't want to have to use a slug shotgun in your primary slot and you don't have Astral like me, go and get one of these because I know I definitely fucking will be.
Now that is a lurking mode right there. Sorry, I missed it, but you had it just perfectly lined up from when you were scrolling down the page. But it was just peering over your taskbar. Yeah, there we go.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get it. What, where it was on the eyes, or?
Yeah, it was like it's sort of on the eyes, but like the bottom of the eyes. It's fine. You've covered it already. Yeah, these
Flush alert.
baby fallen plushies. They're
And we
coming
got-
out. There's a link to sign up for email updates.
Yeah, known issues. We had the hot fix today. I'll open that in a new tab so we can quickly like scroll over it. But here's a bunch of the armor sets that
It's literally just 2 things.
aren't showing and shit. Them known issues, Presage not giving pinnacles as intended. We had that last season. Deepstone Crypt has been retired as a pinnacle gear source, but still lists that it gives out pinnacles. They need to fix that. And then a bunch of other things that I'm not even going to go into. Movie of the week, I do want to cover real quick. If you haven't seen the Season of the Plague fan-made stuff, I think we covered it maybe.
Oh, we've covered it on like 3 or 4 episodes, like sort
Yeah.
of as new things were coming out for it. What was it? 2
Go and
weeks
watch
ago
this.
that it finally like came out.
They
5th, so
won-
last week.
Yeah, they won
yeah, they've
Movie
got
of the
the-
Week, so you know it's
They
good.
did it.
Then you've got Avatar intro, Last Guardian, and then they've got the artists of the week as usual.
Only a couple of them today, but they are cool.
Yeah, and then there's a Season of the Splicer. We know you're enjoying the new 6-player offensive, new story, and all the sweet loot. We're just getting started and still have the Vault of Glass, the weekly expunge missions, and more coming up.
Just the calendar. God damn it.
But yeah, then there's a bunch of other shit to say about the season. The 2 issues with Hotfix, they were fixing the crash issue because people were still having crash issues today. And then they've also, as Kit mentioned, they've patched the crossplay access as well. Let's get on to seasonal, what's it called? Seasonal thoughts, if you will.
Before we sort of see how much of a rant you can squeeze in, I just want to say I'm sort of enjoying Override. I've been playing a lot of it the past couple of days, and even more now that I've found just how effective the new Warlock boots are in this activity. Carrying on from last season where I sort of transitioned to maining on Warlock. Going in with these new boots is it's stupid. You can put a rift down and it just lasts so long.
Where is the calendar? There it is. Okay. Are you good?
Yeah, feel free. Fire away.
So I can rant. Oh, I don't know whether you heard that, so let me do it again. Oh, no, my fingers wouldn't click again. So, I am already bored of this season. We are on day 2, technically. At least for us in the UK, we have just started day 3. Because reset is at 6 PM our time. Same with Kirby over in Portugal. It's 6 PM reset. So you think about it, we had till 6 PM yesterday. That was day 1. 6 PM today, day 2. And we just started day 3. We're like 6 hours into day 3. I have spent more time in Shattered Throne farming the fuck out of catalysts and seasonal challenges, like seasonal triumphs even, to do with the weapons and getting the umbrals unlocked. Then I have playing Override. I will say one thing about Override. I enjoyed it to do my pinnacle for it, which was 3 on each character. And I ended up doing 4, I think, on my Titan because I didn't have enough Ether to put in a code. So I did one without putting in the key thing, and then went and did a strike, and then went back and did another one. So overall, I've done 10 of them. I am bored as fuck of it already. I think I need to get the new boots to maybe see what you're talking about, Kit, about it being a whole lot more fun. Stasis Aspect Quest, basically the same as last season. You know, here, go to this area, destroy these Crux of Darknesses, then fight a boss, then go and do the heroic fucking Exo Challenge. Once you've done a heroic Exo Challenge, there's your aspect for whatever character you've done it on. Then you switch to other characters and it gives you the aspect for fucking free. I get that. Means that there's less repetition on that particular avenue. And the Armor Synthesis intro quest is basically non-existent. When, you know, it's basically, here, this is what Ada is doing. You have to go and get the fucking thing that allows you to armor synthesize. I don't think I've seen the armor synthesis shit dropping. If I have had like increased, because I have not been much, haven't been there much, because I basically used the free 10 or whatever it was I got given for completing the quest to do my warlock, and then I did my hunter. I have not even touched my titan because I can't decide on a look that I like. Then the Endless Night like intro mission, where we first meet Mithrax again, is the same as the aspect quest. It's not, oh, go and do it on all 3 characters. So I did it Tuesday off of stream, thinking, yeah, Wednesday I'll start it up on my Titan and on my Hunter, and I'll play through it on stream. So I've got it, you know, as like a record thing. Cool little mission, a little bit of fun with regards to, you know, the Elixir going backwards and forwards with each other, talking to Mithrax. You know, Mithrax talking to an Elixir, and the Elixir says something along the lines of, "How do you know you can trust the humans?" And Mithrax says, "I don't." And then, you know, comes and talks to us. We do a bunch of other things. He basically, long story short, he gets offered to go help us in the city. And, you know, spoilers for where they end up, as like the Elixir camp within the city walls. But let me just say, it's not the first time that Elixir have been there, and we'll just leave it at that. That was quite cool to see them reuse that, I will say that. And it was quite cool to walk around interacting with everything. And Ido, who is the House of Light scribe, and actually the daughter of Mithrax, giving us little like lore entries, if you will, about different things that you interacted with in the camp. I just wish it actually gave us an actual lore book, so that I didn't have to stand.
Better, yeah.
I didn't have to stand there and listen to her talk the entire time, because if I'm stood there trying to listen to 10 things that are each like a minute or 2 long, I'm a rip my fucking hair out. Let's put it that way. If you could have given me a lore book so that I could go around, interact with them, listen to them if I wanted to, because then the lore is in the game, or for each one give me the exactly what she says as dialogue, but in a book format, so I could read it at my own leisure. So I'm not like on stream trying to interact with everything as quick as possible and get the fuck out, so I can move on and do whatever content I'm there to do. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, long story short, I am bored as fuck of the season already. I've seen people on Twitter praising it and saying, "Oh, this is gonna be the best season ever." It's like, you realize they've done basically nothing up until this point. I mean, it's week 1, so I don't expect them to be a whole heap of shit. But in comparison, for instance, to Season of the Chosen, last season, the beginning of the season, we had the intro battlegrounds that became a battleground. Then you had a second battleground that also, looked like as part of the quest, and then it became a battleground afterwards. They are still playable. You had to go through them on all 3 characters. And the best I can say is there's a lot of people that don't like the repetition of those like introductory missions to seasons, to expansions, whatever. Give them the option to skip it. But those who want to do them, such as myself, let us do it.
Okay.
What has also compounded that problem for me this season is something I knew would compound it when we talked about it a few weeks back with regards to the power level. We have plus 10 power level. I am instantly in pinnacle grind as soon as this season started. And then Vault of Glass 1300. Well, guess what? I don't necessarily need to play the game until from now. I don't need to play it until next Tuesday because, May 18th, I can play Iron Banner. I can play the Moon Override when it comes, the new Override. Then the following weekend, Vault of Glass, if I want to, try and do it day 1, but on a Sunday because obviously we have up till 6 p.m. So yeah, long story short, what I'm saying regards to this is I've got no nothing here that basically says I need to play.
I just want to add a couple of things as like a little addendum before we close the book on this long story cut short. You mentioned before, obviously you had a lot of our points in that. There's not a lot to draw you in. I was just like, it's something to play. Basically, is why I'm playing it. With what you said before with the boots is that it doesn't really make it more fun, but it does with the right loadout and if you're careful about placing. You sort of, instead of wandering around and playing it like a guardian, you sort of play it like one of those turrets. And it sort of changes it up a little bit. And the other thing, there was something else, but I can't remember what it was now. I was going to cut in when it came to me, but I decided to save it till now, and that didn't pan out very well.
Yeah.
But
the other thing is like the materials you need to upgrade the
that's what it was.
The glove.
Yeah.
How do you get it?
When you kills and things, I think. With the saying before where you didn't really notice that you were getting them.
I get the ether.
Yeah, no,
but I don't know about anything else.
Right, so with the synth cord, one of them. The one that you just sort of get from kills and things. I think you get it. It drops sort of from kills. There's a chance that it'll drop from kills, but then I think it's also limited, so it'll only drop once every couple of minutes. But when they do drop, you will notice it because, and here's why. You know how you've got the glimmer icon, and that's a set width, and in that set width you've got 3 or 4 pieces of glimmer. And it's the same for all of the other materials. You've got 3 of them next to each other in that little set width. Well, the icon for when that drops is just a single item, but it's the same width as the others, so it's just sort of stretched.
Oh, is that them? Okay. So yeah, I have been getting the armor synthesis stuff then. But
Well, we've covered Twitch stuff with the Olympics. We had some tech issues. We resolved those. We came back in with some more game stuff with Among Us. We've done our Destiny stuff. How did you find it, Ronan, coming on tonight?
It was good. It's always good just to chat shit with my friends.
Yeah. So if we asked you to come on again at like a future date, would you be averse to that? Would you come on with us?
Of course,
And,
anytime.
Cool.
I might even research Destiny if I've got to.
No, you're fine. You don't have to. Just have a look and see what it is we're going to be talking about, and form an opinion. Maybe not form an opinion. Just sit there and be quiet, like I was for most of it. Is there anyone you'd like to see us talk to?
I don't even, not off the top of my head. I liked your one with Sev.
That was a good one.
I like that one.
All right.
But yeah, nobody off the top of my head right now. But if I've got anybody else to suggest.
Oh yeah, no. If you come up with anyone, feel free to shoot one of us a message or.
Yeah, I'm thinking of. I've been saying it to Kit. Like, I'm thinking of adding a. Obviously in my Discord, so I'll put it on the screen as well for stream. In my Discord, you can see the Rising Lights, VC, and the waiting room. So when we get guests to come on, we get them to join the waiting room. One of us drags them in. We give them a little intro, and then we go with the podcast. I'm thinking of adding like a text channel above it, and just basically having it as, you know, Rising Lights suggestions or whatever, and then people can either suggest creators that they want to see, and then obviously if they have a relationship with them in that, you know, they're in their community quite a bit, or they're friends with them or whatever, then they can help us sort of reach out to them. But then also in there, if you think a topic is worth us like talking it over with a guest, then we'll sort of add another source that we can pull from for pulling topics, so it's not like Kit doing it pretty much. And then because I search like Twitch news and find fuck all. I don't know how Kit finds all these, but
basically the same thing, but I try and filter things out and then just sort of scroll through and go. There's like so what I've picked basically is just like I'll check every couple of days, like 80% of what I put in there I found this morning when I got up. Why is that coming so much quieter? What the hell?
no idea. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, Ronan. I know you, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, you typically sort of only hang out in Destiny when it comes to chilling and hanging out in my chat, Kit's chat, or Fiend's chat whenever he's playing it. And then, you know, there might be a few other people that you might watch play it. Like, you mentioned Sev. I think I introduced you to Sev, and you fucking made his day, actually, that day, I think, with regards to he had that goal for the controller and you just smashed it. And it's, you know, if he plays it, you might watch him play it and all, but
yeah, pretty much all the guys that you've raided and I've ended up following, I'll jump in their chat, at least leave a lurk, speak. Just because I hate the game doesn't mean I hate the streamers.
Exactly.
Except
Except Fiend. What is it you always say, Trev? Lurk is the lifeblood of Twitch.
Yeah, Lurk is the lifeblood of Twitch, and to go with like lifeblood of Twitch, I believe as well that raids are also the lifeblood of Twitch in a certain extent.
Well, they're definitely important. So who are we going to?
Because obviously we can take community over to friends and introduce, as we've just mentioned with regards to me introducing Ronan to Sev, I'm going to introduce friends to new friends. And do you know what? We are going to introduce everyone that is here to a good friend who we are going to have on the podcast, as I said earlier today, in about 2 weeks. And that is Gopo. I think we had him on. I think we raided him a couple weeks back when I first asked him to be on. Funnily enough, he is actually the only person that has chased me back after I've asked them. So usually, I asked Grandad, and he said, "Yeah, give me a couple weeks notice. We'll do it." I asked Chaps. He says, "Yeah, I'm cool. Just let me know." And then I DM'd him. "Oh, can we have you on this day?" He's like, "Yeah, cool. Well, let's go." And we had him on. The same with everybody else. I've basically not chased, but asked everybody.
How guest outreach works.
Yeah. But I asked Gopo in his stream when we raided him 1 week, and he then later that week, I think actually earlier this week maybe, not came at me, but you know what I mean, DM'd me on Twitter and says, "Yo, you asked me to be on the podcast, when were you thinking?" So blah blah blah, So asked me when he was going to be on, sort of thing, which was quite refreshing. So if there is anybody out there that watches this, that sees this, that is a streamer themselves, you don't have to be affiliate, you don't have to be a partner. If you just starting out and want to fucking come on, chat, hit me up with a DM. I'll chill with you in your stream some point. You won't even know I'm there. Let's put it that way. There's a reason that Kit, Otis, and them used to call me the King of Shadows. I think it was actually Lee that came up with that name, because he would say, "Oh yeah, shit, it's Trep's got this going on," and then I'd go, "What have I got going on?" in his chat, and he'd be like, "Fucking hell, Trep, you here?" It's like, yeah. He wouldn't even know I was there, and just start talking about something I've got going on. Thursday, I wonder who's on Trep's podcast, and then I'd go, "It's such and such person," and he'd go, "Oh, Trep, didn't realize you were here." Just because I was lurking. But yeah, if anybody wants to be on, feel free to reach out. My DMs are open. So, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure yours are as well, right, Kit?
Mine should be. I'll double check tonight, but they should
Let's
be
get
open.
this,
If you find me on Twitter, on Twitch, on Discord, just anywhere where you can find me.
No problem.
And appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you for another great episode, and we'll see you on the next one.